I think for us, again, it comes back from the central role of the Imam. And in so many speeches, and I always cite the one he gave at when he was being recognized for his contributions, was at the Tutsing Academy. Right? So the Tutsing speech is one that I always quote. But he said this in numerous occasions throughout his imamate, that the role of the Imam is to interpret the faith and to do everything in his power to promote the safety, the security, the sanctity of people's life and the quality of their life. And again, he doesn't say just for the Ismailis, he says for the communities concerned. So there is a mandate that the Ismaili Imam strongly adheres to, that is non-denominational in that sense. It is, we will help where we are asked to help, because that is the job. And so I think for us, this idea about quality of life, it's about human flourishing. And so for me, it's about all of these things that we have touched on. How do humans flourish? They flourish in an area of peace, of stability, of some kind of economic prosperity, some kind of healthy living, pride in their culture, those sorts of things. So and again, these are holistic things. And the way the Imamate has worked in all of these places historically and through to the present is by addressing all of these things in what the 49th Imam called a multi-pronged approach, right? And so where you're developing capacity and skills and this kind of human flourishing in one particular kind of way, health for example, it's often accompanied by other institutions within the Imamate in partnership with other international institutions, developing facilities and capacities for these other things like education, like sport, I already said education, but like sport and social, cultural sort of capital as well. So I think for us, whatever role that we can play at the Institute in terms of developing that, that's what we do.
The quality of life, approaching that in the broadest sense, and there are aspects to it that EKD works on, and Fayaz has talked about many other important aspects. One aspect that is also important for us is that throughout history, Ismailis have flourished as an intellectual force. If we look back at our history and see what really stands out in our history, clearly the premium that we have attached on being part of an intellectual tradition is a very important one. But at times this has come at a cost. We have also been seen as lying on the fringes, not always part of what the mainstream narrative was, and we have paid the price for that as well. But despite all of that, 1400 years of history, and here we are as a community, strong community. At the core of that is this belief, this confidence that we have always cherished, that premium that we have placed on being part of this intellectual heritage of Islam. In today's time, more so because of the nature of living in a polarized world, we are facing the same kind of challenges. How do we talk about what we are in different environments where we are living in different kinds of context? So quality of life for us is also about giving that comfort to the Jamaat, that no matter wherever you are, intellectually, spiritually, culturally, we are rooted. And if it means that sometimes we have difficulty in talking about what we are, we have language available, we have context available. We have also a great deal to draw upon from our heritage, from our culture, and that's where our work becomes very important. So whatever we produce from our heritage, either in terms of philosophical text, religious text, cultural text about our literature, they have a purpose. They tell us that how Ismailis, as part of the fabric of Islam, have talked about who they were. And we can draw a great deal upon it in talking about what we are today. So that for me is a very important part of the quality of life that we do at the IIS, and as Fayaz was talking about, that gets reflected across various kinds of activities that we do.